So nice to have you here from Little Shop of Horrors to play the introit for us. Maybe if you played it one more time, we could get 15 or 20 more members to come on. To those of you who've made it in so far, good morning. Hello to you who are present in the sanctuary and those who are online, to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Vero Beach, or as we call it, UUVFVB. My name is Roger Ray. I'll be the pulpit host this morning. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And for those of you who may have difficulty seeing me, I'm a fairly large, white-haired, bearded old man of the sort that makes you nervous when I get in the elevator right after you do. I'm wearing a yellow shirt and blue tie as a reminder of the flag of Ukraine, that there is still a war going on in Ukraine, even though we're very grateful that the war in Gaza is over. As my father liked to say, even a blind hog finds an acorn now and then. We can give credit to our president for helping that peace to finally arrive. Whether you are young or old, gay or straight, or identify in another manner, whether you are today right on top of the world or maybe burdened with worries, as most rational people are these days, whether you are gathered here with us or joining us via technology or somewhere out in cyberspace, we embrace you just as you are. If you are visiting for the first time, we warmly welcome you and invite you to join us for our coffee hour after the service down in the fellowship hall. Just follow the crowd. If you're a visitor, please get a red mug. And I found out in the new member meeting yesterday, there's at least one couple in this church that got married on the strength of her taking a red cup and meeting someone. So I'm not promising any special magic out of that red mug, but it gives us a chance to identify you as being a new visitor so we can speak to you, if not marry you. You never know. Be sure to look at your order of service for announcements and happenings this week. We have something called Board Buzz. Talk with a board member about what's going on at board meetings and tell them what's on your mind. The Board Buzz will take place on the fourth Sunday of the month during coffee hour. Just look for the Buzz table. We have a book study starting on Saturday, October 25th at 1 p.m. on White Rage. Where do you get a copy of that book? Oh, yeah, not here. For the first meeting, please be sure to read the prelude and the first chapter. At this time, I'd like to invite you to take a look around in the sanctuary and stand, if you're able, and greet someone who's sitting around you, guests, friends, members of UUFVB. Consider who you know and who you don't know and who you don't know well. Just greeting them on Sunday morning might not be enough. Invite them out to lunch. Get to know each other and form community. So if you would please stand at this time.
takes a minute. He's trying. All right.
Good morning, it's a beautiful day. Good morning, I can make it that way. To have a good morning, all I have to say is, it's a good morning when I see it that way. I woke up to cloudy skies, didn't even want to open my eyes. I pulled the covers way up and over my head. Then I began to realize I'm so lucky to be alive. And with a smile I popped right up and said, good morning, it's a beautiful day. Good morning, I can make it that way. To have a good morning, all I have to say is, it's a good morning when I see it that way. When I wake up feeling good and everything goes just as it should, it's not hard to call it a wonderful day. But even when I'm feeling down, I can easily turn it around. I just have to stop myself and say, oh, good morning, it's a beautiful day. Good morning, I can make it that way. To have a good morning, all I have to say is, it's a good morning if I see it that way. It's a good morning 'cause I create it that way.
It is our tradition, if this lighter works, to light a chalice at the beginning of our services and to say a few words that are meaningful to us as we enter into this time of worship and contemplation. So if you'll join me, we arrive in this place where all we have to do is breathe. We don't have to impress or convince or win over. We don't have to be anything but who we are. May we feel held in the comfort of our community. May we discover new compassion for ourselves and others. May we meet this moment with gentleness and ease.
And now we'll join in singing hymn number 1012 in your paperback hymnal, right? When I Am Frightened.
And the words will be up on the screens.
When I am frightened, will you reassure me? When I am uncertain, will you hold my hand? Will you be strong for me? Sing to me quietly. Will you share some of your stories with me? If you will show me compassion, then I may learn to love as you do. Then I may learn to care. When I am troubled, will you listen to me? When I am lonely, will you be my friend? Will you be there
but we've got books, so you can do that too.
And now we have a story.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jenny Barron. I'm the Director of Religious Education at UUFVB. Many of you remember Claudia Jimenez, who served here as the Youth Director for 17 years. She's now the Minister of Faith Formation at the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Asheville, North Carolina. For today's Time for All Ages, I've decided to share with you a story that she also shared with her congregation in North Carolina this summer called The Hummingbird Who Remembers. The Hummingbird Who Remembers, a meditation written by Reverend Cameron Trimble. They say that long ago, when the world was quieter and people still listened with their whole bodies, a young woman named Amaru lived high in the mountains of the Andes. She came from a long line of weavers, women who threaded the memory of the earth into cloth, each design a quiet offering to the sacred. But Amaru was untethered. Her mother had died, her teacher had gone. The elders whispered that the thread of her spirit had become tangled. She felt it too, like a silence inside her that had once been singing. One day, she climbed to the highest ridge. The wind was thin with an immense stillness. She pressed her back against a stone and wept, not with drama, but with that ancient kind of sorrow that lives in the bones, the kind that asks no questions, the kind that simply aches. Then a sound. A flash of color, a shimmer of wings, a hummingbird. It hovered in front of her, still as breath, beating like a heart just beneath the surface of silence. She followed it, not with certainty, but with that the soft kind of instinct that arises when words fall away. It led her over stone and through thickets to a cave hidden behind a waterfall. Inside, the darkness pulsed. The walls shimmered faintly, as if remembering. And in that remembering, Amaru began to remember too. She closed her eyes, and the cave became the sky. She saw her ancestors, not as names or photos, but as presence, as rhythm, as song. They were dancing and weaving and soaring, reminding her, you are not alone. The hummingbird hovered near her chest, and a voice, not outside but within, whispered, we walk with you, we always have. Be still, and you will remember. When she returned to her village, Amaru weaved differently. The stories in her cloth shimmered with new color, new memory. She didn't speak of the cave. She didn't need to. People felt it. In her presence, they remembered their own rootedness, their own sky. And ever since, when someone in the village is lost, they say, look for the hummingbird. She shows the way back to those who walk with you.
And now we're going to sing the children out to their classes. As you journey, may you know, love and hope go with you, love and hope go with you. Learn and grow, learn and grow.
say that to all of us, couldn't we? Well, today we recognize that there are new members joining us. Isn't that fabulous? There is no creedal test for membership, no specific doctrine which as a member you have to affirm. Rather, as Unitarian Universalists, we commit to holding ourselves accountable to our values, to accept that truth wears many faces, and that life's full possibilities are yet unknown. We affirm that we are open to continued spiritual and intellectual growing, and that we contribute to the emergence of love and justice in this community and in the world. It is my privilege, our privilege too, to invite these people who have joined the fellowship in recent months to come forward to be recognized and to be welcomed. So as I say your name, I invite you to do a couple things. First, bring the insert in your order of service because there's some things you'll have to say from that. And then if you'll just come up and line up here, that would be fantastic. Jane Baxter, Jenna Rose Dree, Ina Fitchner, Dan Mitchell, Julianne Mitchell, Sharon Motley, Jeff Nall Bradford, Megan Nall Bradford, Ellie O'Neill, Roger Ray, you have to come off the pulpit there, and Kim Storbeck. Here in this fellowship, people have gathered seeking a higher purpose than they could find alone. We are grateful today for each one of you, that you have found your way here and that you've decided to make a commitment to this faith community. We hope that as a member of this fellowship, you will allow yourself to know and to be known, to minister to and to be ministered unto, to love and to be loved by this congregation. The relationships we form in our fellowship are based on needs of the soul, needs that render each of us vulnerable and therefore reliant on one another's good graces and generosity of spirit. As members of this fellowship, we pledge to be guardians of each other's spirits, to respect the ultimate privacy of each other's struggles, and to believe in each other's inherent dignity. New members, if you will take out your handout there, and please read the members section. And members, if you will take out your insert and read with me the minister and congregation words. We rejoice when new members express the desire to walk with us in our quest for community, justice, decency, and love. We are encouraged by your presence and strengthened by your contribution to our diversity. We accept our responsibility to help you feel safe, nurtured, and included in this free and open congregation. We are delighted to have formally joined our congregation. Welcome. And now we get to sing to you. No, you know it. I was going to do it after the song. Okay. All right. Here we go.
consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the family. We're forming a bond so strong. It's clear we're going to get along. Consider yourself well in. Consider yourself a part of the membership. We're glad that you come on board. Let's grow together in bonds of love. We have a place to meet, friends to greet, ideas to share, and a world that needs our care. Every last one of us has love to give, we know it's true, and our welcome is for you. Consider yourself well loved, a part of the bunch of us, a celebrated, highly rated, true you. Consider yourself one of us, a celebrated, highly rated, true you. Consider yourself one of us. Mercy.
Now we're going to give you a little gift. And I guess I need to tell you what's in this little gift because, you know, they're like, what did you give them? People come up to me after the service. So what's in there is, yeah, sure, yeah, that's right, Laura's son. It's a meditation book. It looks like there's lifesavers in there too. Yes, they're Fair Trade Quarter gift certificate. So, our members of the membership committee and our board and myself want to come by and say congratulations and give you a little something. Congratulations. Come on up.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Tired now.
Have a seat.
Oh, you had it in something. All right, thank you all very much. Go ahead and sit back down. All right. Well, there are so many wonderful rituals that we have, and so meaningful to so many of us. We light our chalice at the beginning of the service. We're about to do our stones and water. And you know, this is part of how we connect with one another. I wanted to share something with you about one of our members who's not here with us this morning. She was with us yesterday at the rally, which was fabulous, by the way. 3,100 people showed up at the No Kings rally. Many of our members were there. But one of our members was arrested. There was a conflict with one of the Trumpers who was going around on a skateboard. And anyway, I just want to let you know that she was taken away to jail, but this morning she has been released. And we had a friend of hers who, you know, put a bond up. And so we care about our people. We want to try to help them, but I'm glad that we had somebody from, this person was from Unity Church who was willing to help. You know, even though she missed out on her service this morning, she was able to get there, and we had connections to help her go through that process. And so Bonnie is free and will be doing yoga again on Wednesday, so you might stop by and say hello. And I know she's been through a difficult time. All right. So put a stone in for her this morning. So this morning, we have water before us, very sustenance of life. Through it, we acknowledge that we come together with our own joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We see this water and we think water can buoy you up, nourish, cleanse, and replenish you. It's a source of life and creates beauty in the very making of tears. This community, like water, is part of the sustenance of our lives, especially when we remember the sacred obligation that we share to buoy each other up in times of sadness, to nourish one another in times of want, to cleanse one another with acts of kindness and generosity, and to replenish one another when our hearts are weary and worn. Today, with this water, I remind us visually of our sacred obligation to each other. And I add some salt. For the tears that may have fallen this week, may we remember that there are those among us in pain. So let us be tender with one another, for we know not what is held in the silent sanctuary of one another's hearts. I add some flowers to remind us of the beauty and joy that surrounds us in our lives and floats on the surface of many of our faces and enlivens our spirits. In a moment, I will invite those who find this ritual meaningful to them to come forward and place a stone or stones in the water. But for those who wish, I'm happy to place stones in the water for you. Those who find it meaningful, please come forward.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in my hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
the stirrings of compassion, blowing the wind, rising the sea, moving the hand, giving life the shape of justice, roots holy cause, being set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
One another, keep us connected and blessed within this hour and within the week ahead. Amen.
This is the time in our service when we express our gratitude and commitment by sharing our financial resources. To contribute to the fellowship, you can place your offering in the envelope found in the back of the pews, or donate to UUFVB by clicking on the QR code on your phone. Normally, we would give the collection for one of our Sunday Fund recipients, a local nonprofit that we choose to support. But one of those recipients that we had chosen no longer exists. So in the midst of changing the schedule of Sunday Fund recipients, it was decided that today's offering will go to support the good, vital work that we do here in this fellowship, which I have to tell you, for a relatively small church, is considerable. There's just an awful lot of wonderful things that we're involved in. Our social justice groups, working hard for reproductive justice, anti-racism, to support the LGBTQ plus community, or to provide the quality worship that we have here, adult and children's enrichment and education, to provide community events like storytelling, potlucks, and even the coffee hour where the fortunate among us can find a spouse, to provide programming for the community, music, speakers, and art. So now as we receive the offering, let us do so generously.
I'll hold a space for you of comfort. I'll hold a place for you of love. I'll hold a space for you of compassion. I'll hold a place for you of love. I'll hold a space for you of comfort. I'll hold a place for you of love. I'll hold a space for you of compassion. I'll hold a place for you of love. Rest your head on my shoulder. Rest your cares and let them go. In my arms you'll find a haven. Whatever feelings come, just let them flow. I'll hold a space for you of comfort. I'll hold a place for you of love. I'll hold a space for you of compassion. I'll hold a place for you of love. Rest your head on my shoulder. Rest your cares and let them go. In my heart you'll find a haven. Whatever feelings come, just let them flow. I'll hold a space for you of comfort. I'll hold a place for you of love. I'll hold a space for you of compassion. I'll hold a place for you of love. I'll hold you in love. I'm holding you in love.
Now, let us enter a time of prayer, meditation, contemplation. Each of us has our own way to enter this space. You might take a deep, slow breath. You might let your eyelids rest or close. You might let your hands rest comfortably in your lap. Bring your attention within yourself. Spirit of compassion, named or nameless, within and among us, teach us to tend to ourselves, and to tend to each other. May we tend to tenderness as patiently as seeds in spring. May our hearts be soft enough to feel one another's ache, strong enough to hold that ache with grace. And when we fail, may we begin again, gently, with compassion for ourselves. And may this be our hope and vow. Practice love till it takes root within us. Amen.
Same boat, sinking in the same holes, wonder where the same time goes. We're all in the same boat. We can all believe what we believe. Peacefully agree to disagree. But you can't judge a man until you walk a country mile in his shoes. Do-do-do-do. We're all in the same boat, fishing in the same holes, wondering where the same time goes, and the money too. Trying to fix the same broke hearts, wishing on the same stars. We're all hoping hope floats. We're all in the same boat. We all been kicked and knocked around. You ain't gonna keep a good man down. You can run like hell from your mistakes, but you can't hide from your truth. Do-do-do-do. We're all in the same boat, fishing in the same holes, wondering where the same time goes, and the money too. Trying to fix the same broke hearts, wishing on the same stars. We're all hoping hope floats. We're all in the same boat. James those beaches if you're holding, take those shots and keep reloading. If you can't be nice, don't say nothing at all. So help somebody that might be struggling, spread a little love, gotta give back something. Ship keeps walking, we'll go overboard. We're all in the same boat, fishing in the same holes, wondering where the same time goes, and the money too. Trying to fix the same broke hearts, wishing on the same stars. We're all hoping hope floats. We're all in the same boat. We're all hoping hope floats. We're all in the same boat. Oh, mercy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, so, this whole month has been about, supposed to be anyway, about cultivating compassion. What is that? Is compassion something we want to cultivate? Should we cultivate it for everyone, or just people that we love, or only for people who deserve it? So, is compassion concern for the suffering and misfortune of others? Or is it acting to help those who are suffering in the midst of misfortune? I think it's both. I believe our concern leads to action, being present with others during their suffering and misfortune. Today, I want to spend a little time exploring how compassion arises simply, perhaps almost exclusively, from our shared humanity. You may have seen this slide before. Probably many of you know that we have a pastoral care team here at UUFVB. There's a small group of people, including myself, who reach out to those who are going through a difficult time. We're here to listen, to wish people well, to do small kindnesses for them, like bringing them soup or writing them a Goodwill Get Well card. But here's something that came up this week, surprisingly, and I'm still kind of wondering about it. When we go out to greet someone or we send them a card or whatever, we generally don't say, "Hello, I'm from the pastoral care team." What we usually say is, "Hey, how are you doing?" If we send a card or we don't write "from the pastoral care team," but "from Reverend Tom" or Barbara Lipton or Janice Schroeder or whoever writes the card. But here's another interesting thing. There are many informal members of our pastoral care team. Our administrator, for instance, Kim McIntyre, she communicates with people all over this congregation. Some of you may have received a call from her on occasion. She communicates with me and the pastoral care team. We check on each other to be sure somebody has been checking in with everybody else, comparing notes. And you know what? You know what else? Many of you provide pastoral care to each other. Surprise. You do it without being asked. You do it just because someone is in need. Some of you make soup here. We have our soup ladies. Never knowing who the soup will go to. It's just a small kindness. Did you know that the soup is generally in the refrigerator so it can be taken to someone, really anyone, when they're in need? This week there was somebody who had COVID, and we arranged for soup to be dropped off at their home. While I was part of that discussion, Kim actually found someone who lived near the person to drop off the soup. And this week, another small kindness. I asked Elizabeth, our music director, to record the warm-ups that the choir does before rehearsals and performances for one of our members. He will use it to learn to sing again. I don't know whether our pastoral care team needs to be more explicit about who we are and what we do. From what I've seen as far as the time that I've been here, you all have done a pretty good job, either formally as a pastoral care team or informally, taking care of each other, looking out for each other, helping each other. And when someone says, "I need some help," someone, I'm surprised sometimes who it is, just reaches out to someone else, calls them, sends them a card, sets a time to meet with them. Both the pastoral care team and us as human beings are not perfect with this, but I think we're pretty darn good. And we're not here as pastoral care people to fix another person's problem or to take away their pain. They're just to be with them, be compassionate. Rabbi Esther Alder preached, compassion in Hebrew is rahamin. Rahamin is plural for the word rekem, meaning womb. Our sages say that compassion is like a mother's love for her child. But that is completely missing the point. First, Rahim is womb, not mother. The womb does not love. The womb sustains and protects the unborn baby simply because that it is what it is called to do. Also, the womb connects the baby to the mother in a most intimate way. Perhaps the most intimate connection between two separate beings. The relationship is not symbiotic, though the womb gives, the baby receives. From this perspective, then, rahamin, or being womb-like, means being connected to another being in an intimate, sustaining way without expecting anything in return. Rahamin is not a feeling like sympathy or empathy. It is a deep connection to another human being that moves us to act in ways that are sustaining to that person. Rahamin, compassion, is not a feeling. It is a choice. It is a choice to acknowledge our shared humanity, no matter how I may feel about you. Feelings can be fickle, but compassion can coexist even with anger. Compassion is acknowledging that we are all in this together, whether we like it or not. I listened to those words as she preached them on YouTube, and I was so moved. This community here chooses to be compassionate with one another because we recognize our shared humanity. And so, regardless of whether we are close or not, whether we like a person or not, or whether we are dealing with our own issues or not, we choose to be compassionate with one another because it is who we, as UUFVB, aspire to be, as we choose to be. I have seen this. People reaching out to people in need, people they may not even know, willing to help them without asking anything in return. Compassion, from what I see in my time here, is just part of who we are, part of our superpower, if you would. Creating strong, supportive relationships by combining understanding with a motivation to act positively for one another. Spiritual writer, poet, philosopher Mark Nepo writes, "My soul tells me we are all broken from the same nameless heart. And every living thing wakes with a piece of that original heart aching its way into blossom. This is why we know each other's below our strangeness. Why, when we fall, we lift each other up, or when we are in pain, we hold each other. Why, when sudden joy fills our hearts, we dance together. Life is the many pieces of that great heart loving itself back together. The learning I take from this philosopher is that we are all interconnected. We are all part of creation. We are all human beings with deep down understanding that we've all experienced profound pain and incredible joy. From this basic understanding, we feel called to be present with one another, to help one another, to share our lives with one another. I believe what is also important to understand is that we are all broken in one way or another. I said this to another Unitarian Universalist congregation some time ago, and I was told after the service, not me, I'm not broken. Maybe. I'm perfect just the way I am. Perhaps. Perhaps we're all perfectly imperfect. At least I think so. American Buddhist nun Pema Chodron wrote, "Compassion is not a relationship between healer and wounded. It is a relationship between equals. Only when we know our own darkness can we be present with the darkness of others. Compassion becomes real when we share common humanity." My friends, I am here as you are here to get to know ourselves better, to search the light and dark within ourselves, and from that, being equal, we help one another. Being your minister doesn't mean I'm any better or worse, more powerful or more in control of really anything in this congregation. We are all equals. Every voice here is empowered to speak their mind, their heart, to share their pain and joy, to complain, to praise, to be listened to. And through our shared humanity, we understand that not one of us is perfect. It's through our shared vulnerability and imperfection that we nurture and sustain our capacity, cultivate our capacity for compassion. You may have heard this phrase, "The broken are the saviors." It's a concept found in some religions and philosophical writings, suggesting that those who've experienced brokenness or hardship are uniquely equipped to express compassion for others. But by attending to our own brokenness, we are more likely to have an empathy that drives our compassion. But here's the thing I just need to say. Empathy is not necessary to act compassionately. It can certainly help us to understand the pain and joy is universal. But empathy just reminds us that we too have been in pain. We too have had feelings like another person. But here's the thing. What we need to take away from that is to remember that when we are in pain and we are alone, that is so much more difficult to manage. We need to remember that when we are in pain, it is so much better if someone sits beside us. Another human being who is fully present while we are in the midst of our difficulty. A person who just listens, sees us, and tries to understand whatever we say. I want to share one last thought. Those who endured hardship and emerged broken but resilient have evolved. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I believe each of us is on a journey. Spiritual, emotional, mental, physical. I tend to think of these journeys in mythological terms, like heroes' journeys. Contemporary mythologist scholars Eva Thury and Margaret Davini write, "We are all heroes, struggling to accomplish our adventure. As human beings, we engage in a series of struggles to develop as individuals and to find our place in society. Beyond that, we long for wisdom. We want to understand the universe and the significance in our role in it." That doesn't just describe what we do here in Unitarian Universalism. I don't know what does. Our lives, and we acknowledge this, we're on the most amazing of adventures. We have struggles and hardships, yes, and from those individually and even as a community, we change and we grow and we develop. We search for wisdom and strive for meaning and purpose in our lives. Here's the thing I learned from the mythological journey of heroes. They don't make it through their adventures alone. They need wise, compassionate, understanding people with them, especially during their trials. None of us need to face our trials alone. And we need to tell one another when we are in one of our trials. We cannot be of help to one another if we don't know. And so we are fellow adventurers, fellow heroes, broken together, healing together, vulnerable with one another, trying to understand the universe while acting compassionately with one another on this journey. Please remember, you are not alone. You are never alone. For as long as we have hands to hold and hearts to love, you are part of this beloved community, and we will be there for you. Amen.
We've come to the final hymn. Woo-hoo! Please rise in body or spirit as you're willing or able. Let freedom span both east and west, and love both south and north. In universal fellowship throughout the whole wide earth. In beauty
time together ends, but our compassionate work continues. May you carry forward the courage to choose kindness over convenience, remembering your gentle choices ripple outward, healing our broken world and each other, one encounter at a time. Amen.
Wonderful music today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
boy, that was
wonderful.
that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I
That was
love
just
the ukulele
beautiful.
piece. Thank you.
Really, really